Manage agency questions. Managing agency questions. These are questions that you can add to any of your forms that are in OCMS. As an example, we will take a look at some of the questions that we have added to the client profile form. Here you can see some of the questions that we have added to the client profile form. The questions I have taken are from the client profile form in our demo site. So therefore, they're not real questions. Do you like dark chocolate? Do you like ice cream? But they are the kind of questions you can ask. Is this client interested in participating in the Growing Plants program? Or test questions about countries. So what questions you put here is really your choice. So really think about the kinds of questions that you would like to report on. Now we will go back to adding and removing agency questions. Under Add, Modify, or Delete Agency-Specific Questions, you will see an area where it says Add New, Edit, or Delete. We are going to click on Add New. Choose your answer type. Do you want numbers, Aboriginal status, accommodation? As you can see, you have many choices. Yes or no or unknown. Update. Once you update, you're going to hit the plus sign beside Edit and say Add New. Choose your language, English or French, and the question will be, would they like to attend computer training? And update. Now we will go down to Configure Question Assignment to Forms and add the forms that we want this question attached to. Click on Select Form to configure and find the form that we wish to attach it to. We will use the client profile and we'll say Add New, and then we need to find our question. Would they like to attend computer training? Do we want it as a required question? If we make it a required question, what it does is it puts it in green and makes it so they must answer this question before going to the next form. The default value. This is the answers that you chose before you added the question. So what would you like it set as a default? Under Not Set, Yes, No, or Unknown. I'm going to say Not Set. You can put an order in here depending on how you wish to see the data. If you leave it at 0, the system will automatically decide what order it goes in. Data collected. You do not click this, but once your staff starts answering the question, a check mark will appear here. Once a check mark is here, you will not be able to delete this question. And update. Now we may want to put that question somewhere else. Maybe we want to put that question on the needs assessment as well. So we can add new, find our question, and maybe this time we don't want it as a required question, and update it. Let's go to the client profile just to see what this looks like now that we have added a question. If I scroll down to agency-specific questions, you can see that the question is here. Would they like to attend computer training? And it is in green, which means that they must answer that question. Now we will jump back to Manage Agency Questions. Now let's say we've been asking them a question, maybe about the day of the month, and we've decided that it's not a necessary question anymore. So we're going to just delete it by saying delete, OK. And as you see, it says you cannot delete this item because it is being used in the system. What this means is people have been answering this question and data has been collected. What happens if we have a question that we don't need to use again for a while? We can deactivate it. Let's go to, is the client interested in participating in the Growing Plants program? And you're no longer offering that. What you can do is you can edit it, uncheck the active box, and update it. And what that'll do is it will leave the question there, but it will not be active. It will not be showing up in the client profile. So that way, if you do decide to run this session again next year, all you need to do is click on the edit box. The question is already there. Once you edit, it'll automatically click in as active and say update, and you'll be ready to start asking the questions again next year. Now you know how to add and remove agency questions.